I was looking around a little bit more to the ancient architect dude. As I found out, he now have a new claim that Atlantis is discovered in the southern of Spain. I haven't even watched it. I'm not going to watch it. I think there's people in this world trying to. How am I going to explain this? Okay, you got an Asian architect. It's fucking Illuminati. Who are the oldest architect we know our civilization knows? That's the Illuminati. They like to build stuff. Anyhow, he is showing massive amounts of how do you say this? The commercials, advertisements in his videos, like ridiculous amounts, which is pretty bad on its own. His claims are going from pyramids being a rain machine to secret entrances in the pyramid, and I don't know. I just think that ancient architect is this kind of dude that's been put in place to make to discredit the real story and make us all go berserk. Like a lot of people went berserk on the flat Earth theory. Uh, that was put in place there. There was a reason they created that discussion theory. It was to disprove all the other theories. However, if you look at the Sumerians, the artifacts that were found, it kind of has to be true. Uh, he comes with hypothesis, and that's also a red flag. The thesis, the antithesis. Anyhow, I just wanna say that ancient architects, I would not take it as a good source of information by now. You can see the one that felt right from Bright Inside, it got over 2 million views. This dude is only getting 200k views, 105k's. Uh, Even he has one from a month ago. Here we have it, Lost Atlantis. Same time with the Bright Side, he's getting way less views. I think that comes mainly because it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. And yeah, well, I just wanna carry on the Bright Side thing, and I think this is just a sidetrack put there to make it harder. Like the CIA does, like the NASA does, they put in real events, real information, real knowledge, and they mix it up with fantasy and fiction. That way, the world will never truly know what was real in the end. However, I'm having a slight issue after seeing a reaction of a Hindu person on the bright inside uh, theory. He's stating that the Hindus were there way earlier. I also found out that the Korean language is in a lot of ways similar to the Sumerian language. So I don't know how they call it, but the Sumerian language. And I think the internet should be going deeper into this, mainly because I've got here a overview of the timeline of some world religion events. So there you have the Quran, the Muslims, the Jesus Christ people, the atheist sage, Buddha. I think Buddha is kind of older though, but I'm not sure. Moses and the flood of Noah and his ark. And when we go lower, we have Adam and Eve. And that's then this is, if I'm correct, this is then the Garden of Eden around the Persian Gulf. The Quran and everything is probably the reaction of on them because they were growing, they getting big, and they were putting in place some things that weren't quite accurate. So that's a response. Makes sense. This is Europe. This is the Middle East. Then you have Asia people, and what I think is peculiar is that the, the places are higher or lower. They have mountains. They did not have that many mountains, but they had mountains. Italia was never on the water, if I'm correct. Uh, these people, however, had yeah, they had the Himalaya, I think, Tibet, if I'm right. Those places are considered one of the highest places on this planet. I've been watching Netflix, like a lot of people though, and you have this movie from 1995. I think it's called Water World or something like that. On the back of this little girl, she's having this map. And on that map you can see a whole world flooded by water, and only one mountain peeks out. It's literally like dry land, the only place that's still dry. And also in Noah's Ark crashed into the mountain top and supposedly stayed there for quite some time. So that's interesting. That's like a lot of religion and cultures actually being from the same source, which would make sense because the pyramid structure teaches us it all starts with one, and from there it goes bigger and bigger and spreads out. So that's kind of interesting. So we have Adam and Eve, but then the Hindu people, they're stating our uh, religion is older. It's not accepting the Wikipedia. It's not accepting your Western cultures and civilizations. That's not kind of true because they still have rules in place and laws that are given to them by the British colonizers. It's interesting, but what I do see on the internet is a lot of misconception, like on how smart the old people were. We know for sure they had like machines in place, they had things in place that we cannot explain. We even have found some old books where they showed cells drawn exactly like we will do that right now. They have found DNA strings carved into stone. It's actually ridiculous if you think about it, but thinking that like before Christ they had this information already, like they had the information. There's no other way they had this. How else can they put it on paper? And like how? So let's make this theory and think like, all right, yeah, they are indeed kind of true. The Sumerians are true. Anunnaki is true. Even the cell changing bits of what's in the clay tablets of the Sumerians. Yeah, let's all consider it to be true. It would explain a lot. It would explain so much. Like the Anubis, the all the Egyptian beasts, man beasts. It would explain it. Uh, things we couldn't wrap our heads around for over thousands of years. Like how are the pyramids built? Like only that part. How are the pyramids built? They needed a big, massive army of people, group of people, and how would they control them? How would they some stating, yeah, they were paid, and that's others stating, yeah, they weren't paid. And there's a lot of controversy going around, like, how old are the pyramids? And that is hard, because when you look at the Sphinx, you can clearly see water falling down it, like, for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Uh, but it was covered in sand also for thousands and thousands of years. So that would mean that there's like 10,000 years. Is that even possible? No, it should be even older than that. But then again, another thing which is also very peculiar is the fact that the Bible is talking about dinosaurs. Behemoth. That's actually a dinosaur chilling under the lotus tree. It's crazy, but if you put all these things in place, and please look this up for yourself. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's crazy, and look at the blood types of people, and then cross it with the idea of the Anunnaki. Yeah, how do you say that? It's all new for me. I've been researching this for a month. I'm not even slightly there yet, but there's things going on, and yeah, I'm gonna find them out. If I get enough likes, trust me, I will make this my everything. I also wanna put in a little bit about Friesland. It's depicted here on old maps, only on one from Zini or Zeno. Yeah, Nicolo Zeno. Nicolo Zeno, he stated Friesland is right over here. And Iceland is over here. And Svekia and Novaretia are over here. Estland. So, what if Friesland is actually just Friesland? Namely, this part of Holland, the Netherlands. You have also 3 islands surrounding the Netherlands. This part is man-made. These parts are man-made. It used to be going up, it used to rise, it used to fall, and yeah, I think that's where Friesland is. Actually, as a matter of fact, Friesland is fucking there. Nowadays, we call this Friesland. We spell it like this. The Fries people, they spell it with the y, with the y. So Frysland. So, alright, but Ancient Architects is off the chart just because he also put in place a new theory. Anyhow, what were the Sumerians trying to tell us? Are we just a speck on a real bigger history? Are we just really descendants of Anunnaki? I hope so. I truly hope so. It will mean a lot. It will explain a lot. It would also explain like why the world is so invested to gold and obtaining gold, and that gold, how it controls our daily life. Like everybody is obsessed with gold. There's so much things going on. There's so much being said and being done. But I really think that we as a YouTube community can truly find out like what's going on in the world. I think we can go further than every archaeological person in the past. Just because we have this connection with each other and we can talk it out with each other, we can disprove each other, we can agree with each other, we can all say things feels right or it doesn't. But we gotta be wary of the people that are put in place to discourage people finding the truth. And I truly believe that we should all go to the Middle East like we are doing. We are looting museums in Baghdad. We as a Western civilization are stealing major and big artifacts like surrounding this controversy of the Sumerians. We are doing this. We are taking the artifacts or tablets and everything. We even have destroyed them in the past. We altered them, and this has all been proven. So here you have it. No idea how to call this video. Probably nobody will ever see it, but I'm just kind of vlogging what's going on in my mind right now. I'm with this for over a month now, and I truly believe we don't know the slightest. Yeah. And I truly believe that the old people, the ancient people, knew way and way and way more than we did. And we actually could have known this already, but we don't look, we don't watch, so we don't see. This is the thing that's been going on for quite a while now. Anyhow, if you like this topic like I do, and you want to hear it from like a regular person's view with a slightly high IQ, please subscribe. If you like this video, like it of course, and I really wonder what you guys think, so please comment below. But like I said, I truly believe in this YouTube community and that we have to get to answers and to truth together. So there you have it. Let me know, have a talk with me, discuss with me, and I hope we can find not just only answers, but truth and salvation and the reason for why we are being here as humans.